Standard 10, Political Science, Chapter number 5, Challenges Faced by Indian Democracy. Democracy is a continuous living process. Mere adoption of democracy does not bring democracy into practice. Alert and conscious efforts are required to sustain democracy. It is necessary to understand threats to democracy in time and deal with them in a democratic manner. In this chapter, we will be focusing on challenges before democracy in India. But before that, let us have a look at the challenges before democracy at the global level. Today, every nation in the world claims to be democratic. But in reality, very few nations in the world have democracy that protects the rights and freedom of people and gives priority to the welfare of the people. Many democracies are facing the challenge of a military takeover. We have live examples where our neighbor countries have a history of numerous military takeovers by the army. In such instances, the democratic process gets crushed. Spread of democratic values at the global level and adoption of true democracy by all nations is a major challenge at the global level. See, just saying that we are a democratic country doesn't help. The country which declares itself democratic also needs to implement the democratic principles and offer the democratic services to the people. Democratic values are found to be very weak even in those nations where democracy appears to be deep-rooted. In nations like India, democracy appears in the form of voting, elections, governmental structure, judiciary, etc. Judiciary means the court processes. However, this is only a political form of democracy. This informs us that democracy has different forms. What we have said just now is only a political form of democracy. To become a way of life, democracy must be practiced in each and every aspect of social life. Several measures such as inclusion of all social components, autonomy to social institutions, empowerment of citizens, protection of human values need to be adopted for real cultivation of democracy. Inclusion of all social components means inclusion of all social strata. All the castes, whether majority or minority, they need to be included in the process. Autonomy to social institutions means whatever the non-governmental organizations or the government organizations, they need to be given the power to take decision and implement democratic policies. Empowerment of citizens means they need to have the power to implement the right of the democratic process. All the human values need to be protected. Another challenge before democratic nations is to ensure that democracy becomes deep-rooted. Freedom, equality, fraternity and justice, peace, development and humanitarianism are the values that should be practiced at all levels of the society. The mass support for this purpose can be gathered only through democratic means. Mass support means support from the general public.